apparatus at first. We need the meter bridge. This is our meter bridge, and you can see the wire. This is the resistance wire, and the resistivity of the wire is quite high than the connecting wires. So this is known as the resistance wire. This is made of constantan. So its resistivity is quite high, and this connecting wire are copper wires. Okay, their resistivity is very low. So this is our 1 meter wire, and these are the copper strip. I have already drawn this. Now you can see the instrument here. Okay, why we are using thick strips here? Because the thickness, the area of the wire is inversely proportional with the resistance. As these are very thick, their resistance is very low. So we are using this thick copper strip here. Okay, this is our main apparatus, and with this we need a galvanometer. This is our galvanometer. When current passes through the galvanometer, this galvanometer shows deflection. Okay, and this is our key. This is our battery eliminator, and this is our resistance box. We will apply our known resistance from this resistance box, and the unknown resistance Q will be this resistance wire. This resistance wire is our unknown resistance, and our known resistance is this. This is our apparatus. We need this. Now we will make the circuit. Now we will make the circuit. According to the circuit diagram, the positive end of the battery will be connected to the left end of the meter bridge. So we are connecting this. And the negative end of the battery will be connected to the key. And the other end of the key will be connected to the right end of the meter bridge. Now the another end of the key is connected with the right end of the meter bridge. We will connect the resistance P in this gap, and we will connect the resistance Q in this gap. Between P and Q, we will connect the positive end of the galvanometer. We are connecting the positive end of the galvanometer with the junction P and Q. And this is the jockey, and this jockey will be connected with the negative end of the galvanometer. This is our known resistance. This resistance box is our known resistance. We will use it as P, and this P will be connected at this gap. And the unknown resistance Q, that is the resistance wire, will be connected at this junction as Q. Okay. Circuit is complete. The positive end of the battery is connected with the left end of the meter bridge, and the negative end of the battery is connected with one end of the key, and another end of the key is connected with the right end of the meter bridge. And the resistance P is connected at this junction, and the unknown resistance Q is connected at this junction. And the positive end of the galvanometer is connected in between P and Q, and the negative end of the galvanometer is connected with the jockey. Now our circuit is ready. Now we have to check whether the circuit is working properly or not. Now to check that whether the circuit is working properly or not, we have to connect the jockey both sides, and we have to see whether the galvanometer is deflected in both sides or not. I think you can see the deflection of the galvanometer from here, so I am giving you a close view where you can see the deflection of the galvanometer properly. Now you can see the galvanometer here is deflected in left side, and here the galvanometer is deflected in the right side. When we are connecting the jockey here, the galvanometer is deflected in the left side, and when we are connecting the galvanometer here, the galvanometer is deflected in the right side. That means the circuit is absolutely okay. Now we can take readings. This is our table. We have to take out resistance from our resistance box, and we have to measure the length of the length where we are getting the null point, and then we have to calculate 100 minus L, and from this formula we have to calculate the value of the unknown resistance, that is the resistance of the resistance wire. So this is our table. We have to take 4 reading. At first we will take out the resistance 1 ohm, then 2 ohm, then 3 ohm, then 4 ohm. Okay, and corresponding null point will be experimentally we will get this. In the first reading we have taken resistance 1 ohm from the resistance box. Okay, And for this 1 ohm, we will calculate the null point. We are connecting the key here and we are trying to get the null point. Here we can see the deflection is in the left direction and here the deflection in the right direction. So in between, null point will be there. And here we are getting the null point. See, the deflection is 0. Okay. Now we have to measure the length where the null point is there. This is 40.2. At 40.2, the null point is there. Okay. So for resistance R 1 ohm, the L is 40.2. Hence for 1 ohm resistance, the length is 40.2. Okay. Now we will take the resistance 2 ohm. Here we are taking the resistance 2 ohm and we will calculate the null point for this. See, in the galvanometer, left deflection is there and right deflection is there. So we will get deflection 0 in between this. So here we are getting 0 deflection. See, we are getting 0 deflection. And we have to take the length from here. This is 54.4. The length is 54.4. So 2 ohm resistance, the length is 54.4. Now the third reading, we are taking 3 ohm resistance from the resistance box. Here 2 plus 1, 3 ohm resistance we have taken from the resistance box. Now we are trying to get the null point. We are getting left deflection here, still left deflection. See, here we are getting 0 deflection. Okay. Now we have to take, here we are getting 0 deflection. Now we have to take the length. This is 62.5. And then we will take the resistance 4. Okay. We have taken resistance 3. This is 62.5. This is the length of the null point. Now we have taken 4 ohm resistance from the resistance box and we are trying to get the null point. So here we are getting left deflection. Now deflection is decreasing. And this is 0 deflection. Okay. And the length is 69.6. Okay. For 4 ohm resistance, this is 69.6. Now we have already taken the reading. We have to calculate these two columns. And then from there, we can calculate the unknown resistance X. That is the resistance of the resistance wire. Now we have calculated the value of 100 minus L and the value of X using this formula. These are the value of the unknown resistance and we have taken the average of this. This is our mean resistance of that resistance wire. We have calculated the value of the unknown resistance using Weston-Bridge principle. Okay. Now we have to calculate the resistivity. Our aim is to calculate the resistivity. So this is the formula of the resistance and this is the formula of the resistivity. Rho is known as the resistivity. So area means the cross-sectional area, that is pi r square. R is equals to R is the radius and the radius is equals to d divided by 2. D is the diameter. So now the formula of the resistivity is this. Now we have got the value of the unknown resistance. By using a meter scale, we can get the length of the resistance wire. And now we have to calculate the diameter of the resistance wire. We have to use screw gauge to calculate the diameter of the resistance wire. This instrument is known as screw gauge. This is the apparatus. Using this, we have to measure the diameter of a wire, okay, of that resistance wire. So at first, see this carefully. This is the linear scale of the screw gauge. This is the linear scale of the screw gauge, and this is the circular scale of the screw gauge. Okay. In the linear scale, you can see in the linear scale 0 and 5, and between 0 and 5 small divisions are there. So between 0 and 5 small divisions are there. One small division is equals to 1 millimeter. Okay, you can see this. Next, this is 10 millimeter, like this. Okay. One smallest division in the linear scale is equals to 1 millimeter. The line of the linear scale and the 0 mark of the circular scale are coinciding with each other. Right? I hope you can see this. The line of the linear scale is coinciding with the 0 mark of the circular scale. Right? Now I am rotating the circular scale. After one complete rotation, we can see the line 1 millimeter, right? For one complete rotation of the circular scale, the linear displacement of the circular scale is 1 millimeter. So The pitch is 1 millimeter and the number of circular scale division in this screw gauge is 100. So the least count is 1 millimeter divided by 100. This is the least count 0.01 millimeter. Now we have to see whether error is there or not. When we are completely closing this, if the zero of the circular scale is above the line of the linear scale, then this is known as negative zero error. If it is this position, the zero of the circular scale is below the line of the linear scale, then this is positive zero error. If the zero is exactly coinciding with if the zero is exactly coinciding like this, it is exactly coinciding with the linear scale line, then it is zero error. No error is there. If the zero is above the linear scale line, then it is negative zero error. If the zero is below the linear scale line, then it is positive zero error. In our instrument, let's close the instrument. Here we will get one sound, then we will understand it is completely closed. I hope you are getting the sound. Again I am doing. It is closed. Now you can see the zero mark is above the linear scale line. So here negative zero error is there. Okay. And how much error is there? It is coinciding with here the linear scale line is coinciding with the sixth division of the circular scale line. I'm trying to focus it so that you can understand. See. Okay. Now we will calculate the error. It is negative zero error and the value is 6. So this is negative zero error and the value is 6. 6 into the least count. So the error value is minus 0.06 millimeter. Here we are getting the minus sign, as this is negative zero error. We are putting this minus sign here. Now we have to calculate the diameter of our resistance wire. Here this is our resistance wire and it is kept here and it is closed. Okay. So here we can see in the linear scale only the zero line is there. So the linear scale reading is 0. And the circular scale reading we can see this is 0, this is 10, this is 20, this is 30 and this 30 line is actually coinciding with the linear scale line. Okay. So the linear scale reading is 0 and the circular scale reading is 30. So the linear scale reading is 0 and the circular scale reading is 30. So the diameter is linear scale reading plus circular scale reading into the least count. So the diameter is 0.3. Now we have to calculate the error. Then we will get the correcting diameter. Okay, the correct diameter we will get. This is our diameter and we have to minus the error from the measured value. Okay, we are subtracting the error. So we have put in a minus sign here and the minus sign which is inside the bracket, this is due to the negative zero error. Okay. If the error is positive, then the sign will be positive. But this negative sign will also there because any error which can be positive or negative, that should be subtracted from the actual measured value. Okay. But this minus sign will be plus for positive zero error. So finally we are getting the corrected diameter, that is 0.36 millimeter. This is our diameter. We have to put the value of the diameter here and we have to measure the length using length of the resistance wire, the length of this resistance wire using a meter scale. Then we will get the length and we have already calculated the value of the resistance. Then after calculating this, we will get the value of resistivity, which is our aim. The another name of the resistivity is specific resistance. So in the question it can be mentioned either specific resistance or resistivity. The unit of the resistivity is ohm centimeter. I hope you can understand this. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe the channel.